Rarity. The state of being rare. Rare, meaning something that is innumerous. And unusuals in Team Fortress 2 are rare. Now, you see, they have less than a 1% chance of being opened up out of a box, with now unusualifiers, unfortunately, also being something that exists, which are equally as rare. I've been an avid trader, unusual hat, TF2 enjoyer for many years now, on and off. But one thing I've noticed over the years is Team Fortress 2 loves introducing new seasonal effects with new seasonal cosmetics. And back in the early days, when they released more than that, it was a really cool thing that went down. Like, the whole idea of Scream Fortress was a fantastic idea, especially with the introduction of new, unusual effects. And these effects that were released back in the early Halloween days of Team Fortress 2 were truly incredible. They looked wonderful, and they didn't sell for all that much back in the day. If you're familiar with the Team Fortress 2 economy today, you know that these things have exploded in value, and so has my heart with the current state of Team Fortress 2. You see, here's my quarrel with this game. I love that Team Fortress 2 is at least throwing out some SOS smoke signals to let us know that they're still updating the game, albeit very bare bones and not very interesting. They're still updating it. But the one thing I very much hate are these new effects that are continuously added at the change of literally every season. We should be getting Easter effects and frickin' St. Patrick's Day effects at this rate. When Scream Fortress and other seasonal events were released, they had at most 8 effects that were released. And my issue with Team Fortress 2, at least the modern state of it, is this number has increased throughout the years, with some updates getting up to like 25 effects, though including taunts, probably around 16. But either way, that's double what the initial was. And these hats are continually applied to these new case pools, meaning that some hats that have been around when they first introduced cases have at least like 100 of different effects on the exact same hat. Now, this might be good for customization, but I think it begins to totally eliminate the idea of something being a rare, cool hat. You see, when we look at taunts didn't have that many effects when they first came out, and they were pretty darn expensive. Then they started releasing unusualifiers, and prices still stabilized a little bit, but now you can find taunts with millions of effects on them, and their price is so diminished. It's like, what's the point? Some regular hats are worth more than them, and what's the point of having these taunts? They're not rare or cool anymore, you know? And that's the thing that I have an issue with how Team Fortress 2 currently is. I love unusuals. I love unusual effects, but there's so many of them on hats. Like the War Hood example is I think is the perfect example. Like, why would I want a War Hood if there's a million other War Hoods that people have? Now, other hats do have multiple different effects on them, but at least those effects are old, and the effect pool on the hat itself is not too numerous. And that makes a hat more unique, more valuable, more interesting. But now we have frickin' nickel and dime hats floating around. We got trains with musical notes flying around them. Hey guys, I got this new train with this limited effect. Like, frickin' so bad, man. Yeah, that's one of one. But who gives a rip? It's a dumb looking hat with a stupid looking effect. It does not matter that it's one of one. And that's my very issue with Team Fortress 2 today. It's the fact that unusuals, one of one, one of two, used to actually mean something. And as we continue to get new updates every year, more effects are introduced onto the same hat. And really, oh, you have one of one hat? Well, they have one of a hat. They have one of one hat. And they're all the same hat. It totally eliminates the idea of something being rare and unique to just you yourself. Yes, the argument can be made, well, it is still a unique effect. But in the midst of a bunch of other effects, what's the point? It's like me having a bunch of garbage to one person having something of value. It just doesn't correlate together. So that's really my issue with this game. Trust me, I still love effects that are released. I'll buy some every now and again. I'll flip some every now and again. But It just really strikes a chord in me when I see a hat going up for sale. They say one of one, one of two, and it's some doo-doo feces effect on a hat that has a million other effects. It's like, what's the point? Who cares if it's one of two? I don't care. That's like painting a hat a different color. Oh, this hat's purple. Who cares? It's a purple hat. No big deal. And that's really the end of my rant. That's my conclusion. I just wholeheartedly wish that we at least minimize the releasing of effects, or somehow just stopped the system and spaced it out a few years. I feel like we've grown not only with releasing new effects every different seasons, but also the number. It just introduces so much, and I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know if my rant makes sense at this rate, but that's my thoughts. Share your thoughts below. What do you think about TF2 Unusuals? What do you think about all these unusual effects that are being released every 2-3 times a year? How do you feel? How do you weigh into the situation? Let me know down below. I'm going to stop talking. Have a wonderful day. See you later.